A female news anchor is live on air, right in front of all the viewers. She suddenly dies in the studio. The coroner runs an initial check and confirms the cause of death. It is a fatal wound on the back of her, but just moments ago, the show was clear. There are cameras everywhere, so how was she? The detective tracks down the show director. He told the police what happened 1 minute. The anchor was live with a field reporter. The signal was glitching while covering a storm. Then the entire studio suddenly loses power. The blackout lasts less than 20. They switch to backup power fast. But in those 20 seconds, the anchor is mysteriously murdered. To strike that fast, only someone close to Julie could have done. The killer moved in from her left, then slipped out to the. He finds the executive producer Fred Paulson too. Fred explains, it was just a blackout. The main power was, the backup generator kicked. During those 20 seconds, you could not. No one saw the kill. When asked who might have had issues with, Fred hands over a full crew list and says straight up Teresa had made. He adds that only 3 people. That narrows it down fast. Meanwhile, the meteorologist Sunny Days tells Ella St. James is the most. She was already set up to replace Teresa, but Teresa refused to step. The two had been clashing openly but the investigation shows, at the time of the murder, Ella was reporting on the other side. Looks like she has an alibi. Then Teresa's assistant Richard, he went to the vending machine to grab. Greg immediately asks for him to check the exact time. They also find several sharp items. Richard's eyes suddenly look uneasy. At the same time, Morgan goes to question the lighting tech. Danny's workspace is filled with. He says it is just part of the. It sounds reasonable. But Morgan checks his hands and finds no blood. Still, his behavior feels off. Right before Morgan leaves, Danny suddenly asks if it hurt. Meanwhile, in the station garage, Nick is dealing with a coffee cup. He runs into Ella and her camp. Robbie knows the building power system really well. He keeps talking about but Ella is not listening. She just wants to interview Nick, trying to turn this case in. Cut to the medical examiner room. Doc Robbins carefully examines. He finds she had multiple causes. Finally, he confirms the cause of death is the killer's blade hit the brain, right at a key point connecting bodies. Whoever did this knows human anatomy. The marks around the wound. The weapon was extremely sharp. More importantly, they find a sticky green substance. Doc sends the sample to Hodges. Russell starts checking the station wiring, trying to find the cause of the. He finds the closest transformer to the station. That unit has been blown up. Storms can cause issues. But Russell finds explosive He also picks up a burned phone fragment. He concludes the killer planned and was waiting for the right moment. Back at the lab, Sarah pieces together the. Russell organizes the wax paper found at the and finds a fingerprint on it. In the lab, Hodges makes a new discovery. They detect traces of urine in the coffee cup. Greg thinks Richard did it. Teresa often gave Richard a hard time. Richard may have used this as revenge. At the same time, Hodges confirms the green substance in the wound is a material used to sharpen knives, or basically a sharpening compound. Just when the case hits a wall, Rennie brings in news footage to the station. He points out Ella said she was live outside at 11 p.m. but 2 storms were merging at that time. The sky should have been full of clouds. But in the footage you can. Rennie concludes this video was recorded. Ella was not live at all. Even her interaction with Teresa on the show was also pre-recorded. Not a real-time convert. Morgan immediately goes back to Danny, asking if you can pre-record content, then fake it as live. Danny pulls up a map of Las Vegas. It marks the positions of the location Ella and Robbie claimed. Does not match at all, because between that spot and there is a mountain blocking it. The signal could never. The evidence is clear now. Julie and Nick interrogate. Julie plays an old news clip. It shows Ella used to co-host, but that did not last long. In the end, it was Teresa who sent Ella out into the storm for field reporting. Under pressure, Ella and Robbie finally crack. They admit the report was fake, and they were having an affair. Ella is married, but she kept sneaking off to motels with Robbie.